Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Royal Eden More Silaban. I'm a medical student of UPN Veteran Jakarta. For the last 100 years, the global temperature on Earth has increased by about 0.5 to 0.9 degrees Celsius. Although this number looks small, it has a big impact on climate change. For example, in India, heat waves as a result of climate change killed up to 1,800 people. Osaka, Japan, and several other cities in the world are threatened with sinking as the impact of global warming. Agricultural productivity in Africa has decreased by 34% since 1961 due to the climate change. And in 2020, 98 million people experienced acute food insecurity as a result of this. Indonesia also suffers the impact of global warming and climate change. Floods in Jakarta that always occur throughout the year are one of the impacts of global warming. In the 2020 Jakarta flood, the number of refugees reached 187,000 people. In addition, Tropical Cyclone Seroja in April 2022 claimed 40 lives in NTT. Then there was the eruption of Mount Semeru, which caused 10,395 people to evacuate. Data from BNPB indicate that of 5,402 disasters occurring, there were 728 people dying, around 15,000 people injured, and around 7.6 million people displaced and suffering. Global warming and climate change are the causes of the increasingly severe natural disasters that occur. In response to the disasters that are likely to happen in the future, I would like to bring up my speech titled Green Hydrogen Vehicle for Mobile Emergency Preparedness. In dealing with emergencies, being mobile be very advantageous. Caravan-like vehicle will have to stand by in areas prone to disaster so that paramedics, evacuation or rescue teams, and disaster management teams can reach victims and refugees in disaster area a lot easier and faster. This vehicle will provide a bed, emergency theater room, and some medical equipment or first aid facilities such as oxygen therapy device, pacemakers, and so on. This vehicle will also store evacuation equipment such as stretchers and machines used to help victims who are crushed by rubble, landslide, or trapped by something during a disaster. This vehicle will be spacious enough to store medicines and equipment for wound care. Lastly, this vehicle will have space for storing food and drinks for victims and refugees. This goal is in accordance with SDGs number 13, Climate Action, which requires us to improve our coping mechanisms and resilience against disasters caused by global warming. Providing this vehicle will benefit us in several ways. First of all, this vehicle will use green hydrogen as fuel, a source of electricity and energy when operating. Green hydrogen is obtained from electrolysis process to separate hydrogen from oxygen in the water. The hydrogen obtained from this process can be stored for a long time, making it possible to be carried as an energy supply or fuel to disaster sites or places that are difficult and distant to reach. The exhaust from vehicles and hydrogen engines will be in the form of water vapor without carbon emission or harmful emission. When we use this energy, we can contribute to reducing carbon emissions by as much as 2%. This is in accordance with the goals of global decarbonization. Thus, this will be in line with SDGs number 7, affordable and clean energy. Finally, with this idea, regions in Indonesia will be more prepared to deal with natural disasters. This is the hope for Indonesia to better prepare itself for emergency conditions. In the future, a sustainable society will be formed, and this will comply with SDGs number 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities. To realize this, the government and its people will have to work hand in hand. That will be all from me. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a good day, everybody.